Good morning. Sunday morning, I'm thinking ahead of what I am going to do for the week. So, welcome to cookingincornwall.co.uk's kitchen. I'm going to make some fish cakes. Now, people are always asking me, what can they give for fussy children? What can they do for lunches? What can they do that's easy? Can they do low calorie? Pretty much these cover it. You might say, fish cakes, oh my god, it's got potatoes in. Well, hear me out and let's see. And please don't make the mistake of thinking that a calorie controlled diet should have no carbs in it at all. It should. You need energy. Your muscles need energy. You really do need some. The old saying, the old adage, moderation in all things, you'll be fine, is true. I'm not suggesting you have mounds of mashed potatoes. I'm not suggesting you eat loads of chips. I'm just saying you can't cut carbs out completely and utterly. Well, you shouldn't, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to make some homemade fish cakes. A bit faffy. You'll say I don't have time for that. I literally do not have time for that. Well, what I do is I make them in batches. So I'll probably make about 20 today. I went into my fishmonger yesterday. You can go to your supermarket fish store. And there was some cod and some haddock on reduced price. So I bought that up. Not very expensive at all. A piece of cod and a piece of smoked haddock I got for under £5. It's full of protein. Fish is very good for you, and the smoked haddock is tasty. Not everybody's taste, so I'm going to make a couple of different sorts of fish cakes. I'll chop up my fresh parsley a minute. There you go. I'm not a qualified chef, although I have cooked commercially, so I'm not as quick as Jamie Oliver or James Martin, but I do like fresh herbs. There you go. So I've got a little bit of smoked haddock that I put in the bottom of a small dish, a little bit of milk, some lemon zest and lemon, popped it in the oven for 15 minutes. Exactly the same with the cod. So I'm going to make some cod fish cakes. It's mashed potato that I put through a potato ricer. Actually, it's worth putting through a potato ricer because you get much better consistency with it, and it's soft. And if you're giving it to children, they will eat it much easier. Now, if you're doing it for children, or you're doing it for low calorie, use sweet potato. Stuffed potato, use sweet potato. Or for my grandchildren, I often use a mixture of sweet potato and potato, but they do love sweet potato. Sweet potato is so full of good stuff, and it's really, really, really full of goodness. Lots of people like it. It's got a natural sweetness in it, which means children absolutely like it. Now again, if you're on a calorie controlled diet, look away. I am not, so I'm going to add a little bit of butter to each. Okay. I'm not going to put any salt in yet because often you'll get salt from the fish. I'm going to do some with cod and some with smoked haddock and cod, so that's what I'm faffing around here a bit. So I've got my ordinary potato with a little bit of mashed potato, a little bit of butter. I did cook them in a little bit of salt, I must admit, so they've got a bit of flavour with them. I'm then going to flake the cod in. Flake the cod in like that. Use as little or as much as you want. I like lots of fish in my fish cakes. Now what I have forgotten to go, you have to forgive me just for a second. I'll go and get an onion. So I've got my onion, and I'm going to get rid of this parsley a minute so we don't get mixed up and put it in each one of those. Just going to quickly cut this onion up, peel it. Not actually going to cut it up because if you do it in dice, sometimes it still stays quite hard in the fish cake and a bit crunchy, and if you've got a fussy child, it doesn't quite sit right in their palate. So what I'm going to do is get a grater, get rid of that in it. I'm just going to grate a bit up. Make sure it doesn't make you cry too much, but it's quite a good way of getting the onion in if you want to cook it quickly and you don't want anybody to know it's in, e.g. children. So, a little bit of onion in there. A little bit of onion in there, just to add a bit of flavour. You can put garlic in, don't think it's absolutely necessary, which is unlike me because I've normally got garlic in everything, as you know. Just do a bit more onion. Is that done? There you go. Now we're nearly ready, set to go. More mashed potato in here. It's sort of, what I'll do this is I'll cook it with a salad. I'll put a salad in it. So you've got cod in that. And some smoked haddock in that. Flake it up. This is so easy. You think it's a faff, it's not. It's really easy to make, and once you've made it, what you do is freeze them down. So I'll have enough now for the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks. I've got fish cakes in the freezer. They're homemade, I know what's in them. There's no nasties, there's no preservatives, there's no bits and pieces that shouldn't be in it. The liquor that I cooked the fish in, I will actually save, because when we have it, my husband and I will actually have parsley sauce with ours, which again, look away if you're on a diet. So now you want to do it, make sure you've got this very, there's no bones in it. I bought fillet, that looks like a bit of hard skin, I don't want that. Mash it all in as well as you can. There you go. Take a minute. To be honest, the best way to do it is with your hands. I get hundreds of people email me and say, ick, but that's the best way to do a lot of cooking. Right, so it's all very much gone around. Just going to have a little bit of a taste here. A bit of black pepper, I think, and a little bit of salt. Won't hurt at all. We'll get some black pepper. And a little bit of salt. Much? Don't need much. Have another go at that. Don't forget the onion will develop the flavour as longer it's in there, so you want to get it right, you want to make sure it's right before you cook it. Tasty, very, very tasty. Right, you want a board with some flour. As I say, it looks a faff. If you make a batch of a load of them, don't take long. So you get enough to form a round circle like a fish cake. There you go. Then give that a second. in some egg. Make sure you do the sides. You don't want to use your fingers, you can use a spoon and a fork. But you can get them. Right. I bought these breadcrumbs. If you want to be really holier than thou, you can make them. You get all sorts of different ones. Lift it off, put it to one side till you've made the others. And you just go on like that until you've got your fish cakes all done. So once you've got your mixture, it's not difficult. I mean, you don't really need a brain of Britain to do it. It's a meal in itself. You could give this to the children with what? Some peas or even beans. Lots of goodness in beans. And a bit of tomato sauce. Do you know tomato sauce helps to go to your 5 a day? So don't moan at the kids having ketchup. Just make sure it's a low fat, the low sugar one. And everyone's a winner. It's a complete meal really in one for a tea or a light supper, or if you want to you can have a lunch. We have it for lunch. We'd have that with some peas, green beans and some parsley sauce, as I say, homemade parsley sauce, and that's all you do. Now if you want it for children, just use sweet potato instead of ordinary potato. And if you want, you can add diced peppers, grated peppers if you wanted. You could add almost anything you want to in it really. And for those of you on a diet, use sweet potatoes, not so many calories, tasty. A nice one of these is nice and filling for a lunch. And it's, you know, it's fish. You can't get much better than fish. So there you go. I've done 3 in quite a short amount of time, as you can see. I will now freeze these down. When I want them, I'll either shallow fry them or I'll pop them in the oven. It matters not really which way you do it. If you want to freeze them down, put them on a, there you are, put them on a baking tray, flat, separate, in a polythene bag, pop them in the freezer. Once they're frozen, you can take them off the tray and then they can just go in as normal. But there you go, easy fish cakes, make loads up, good for you, quite cheap, very nutritious and easy for everybody. I hope you like them and do let me know. Thank you very much. www.cookingincornwall.co.uk